Hi everybody, it's Myra with EFit Nutrition. We're on our last segment and we're still trying to build those healthy bones. So we talked about vitamin D and calcium in a previous segment in terms of getting stronger. Today we're going to talk about what to avoid. So I'm going to give you 5 items that you want to limit, not necessarily avoid, but you want to limit or not have them all together. First one is an easy one. It's a high salt intake. So a high salt intake can be hidden. So if you're somebody that likes diet sodas and you're thinking you're making a great choice by swapping out the sugary sodas for the diet sodas, be careful because those can still also have a high salt content or a high sodium content. A high sodium content from a nutritional point of view is something that considered to be greater than 20% of your recommended daily allowance. Now, on a broad spectrum, the recommended daily allowance for sodium is 2,300 milligrams. So what we're looking for is to decrease that value from getting to its highest range if you're concerned in terms of having your calcium maintained for good bone strength. Second one on the list is alcohol. So alcohol, you want to limit to 2 drinks a day if you're trying to preserve the calcium levels in your body. If you're osteopenic as a female, you can have the conversation directly with your physician in terms of the appropriate values for you to build up your calcium and build up the bone density. A little known one is unsoaked beans and legumes. Now, you've heard me preach about beans and legumes before. They're fantastic for you. They're filling, they're loaded with fiber. They give you a long, nice, sustained energy. I am not saying avoid them at all. I'm saying that you can take a little bit of preparation and soak them for 2 to 3 hours before cooking. So 2 to 3 hours soaking your beans or legumes before you cook them, rinse them, and then cook them with another fresh batch of water is going to eliminate any issue as far as the body's ability to absorb calcium. And that's because we're washing away the phytates. And the phytates are the things that are interacting with calcium absorption. Wheat bran also has a high level of phytates. And the wheat bran, you want to limit the timing of the wheat bran if you're taking a calcium supplement. So you want to separate those out by 2 to 3 hours. So think about beans, legumes, and wheat bran somewhat in the same family. So we can soak the beans or legumes and get rid of the phytates. We can't soak our wheat bran, so we've got to separate it out from when we're taking our calcium, especially if we're also taking vitamin A. So a lot of times you'll take a multivitamin and it's pretty hard to get an excess of vitamin A just from your diet alone. But if you're taking a multitude of things like a multivitamin and a fish oil supplement, then you want to separate that out from the time that you're taking your calcium, or speak to your physician to see whether or not you actually need that multivitamin or you're just peeing it out, okay? Last one is caffeine. So caffeine, again, draws that calcium out of the bones, which is why when you look at diet sodas, they can have a 2-packed negative punch because they can have a high sodium level and they can have a high caffeine level. Same thing goes with your energy drinks. So I know energy drinks are all the rage for a lot of people because they're thinking, I don't need calories, they've only got caffeine, and how bad can that be? But oftentimes they have a higher amount of sodium and they have a higher amount of hidden caffeine in them. So yes, green tea has caffeine in it. Lots of the herbal supplements have caffeine in them. There's a lot of them to list. So if you're curious, send me an email and figure out whether or not you're making the right choice for you. So salt, too much salt, too much alcohol, not soaking your beans or legumes, having your wheat bran too close to your calcium, or having excess vitamin A in terms of supplementation, or caffeine could all be working against all that hard work you've done through exercise and the right nutritional choices to depleting the calcium, which is one of the building blocks as far as your spine goes. So check out the videos for exercise because those are going to help you build up the muscles, the supporting structure for your spine, and then pay attention to your nutrition as far as not depleting the calcium supply and making sure